This is Amy with Creative Catapult Coaching. I almost said this is Amy with Focus Like a Mother because I don't know why, because I'm looking at Megan. This is Amy with
And
Creative Catapult Coaching.
and this is Megan with Focus Like a Mother, and it's a day.
It is a day. And this is the Control All Think podcast, Conversations with Neurodivergent Minds. And we've already been spinning neurodivergent tales in what, philosophy, medicine, coaching, botany. What
Botany,
else have we been on today so far?
psychology, I don't know, some other
Yeah.
things.
Anyway, welcome to Conversations, but we just wanted to talk a little bit about collaboration and how that can be a great tool for getting things done in ways that feel like cheating, as long as, it doesn't feel like the group project where you're the one doing all of it. Because I think a lot of us had that experience growing up where it was like the group that most of us got assigned rarely gelled in a way that was actually efficient for all members
Yes,
pulling their weight.
but efficient collaboration.
It's a whole different ballgame. When it's
Yes.
done by choice and when it's on projects you care about, that extra energy and accountability just are a totally, totally different way to be.
Yes, I think part of it is maybe it's the processing out loud of being able to, like, I'm thinking about things that my husband and I have worked on together, projects around the yard and the house and things, where it's the collaboration of getting input and feedback. And so it's reassuring.
Hmm.
And then I thrive on being able to process out loud. So the more that I have, my husband and I think a little bit differently. So the more I have to explain an idea or the more we work on something together, the easier it becomes, because I'm able to process it more.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting aspect. The one that my brain kept coming back to when suggesting this topic was the nervous system co-regulation and,
Mhm.
kind of the impact of body doubling. And then also that external accountability and motivation that comes from somebody else caring about what you're doing, maybe not being, responsible for you doing it or not doing it, but being
Mhm.
able to share some of that. Again, part of the reason we chose to do a podcast together is, that external accountability,
Mhm.
because I know
There's
that I wouldn't do it on my own.
there's also the social aspects of collaboration where it's maybe that it's not just about you. So you do feel more vested in it
Uh-huh.
because it's not just something you're doing for yourself.
Yeah. Well, even, going back to the podcast again, just the fact that there are two of us who intermittently share it with people, it gets
Hmm.
far more exposure than I would ever get if it were just me.
Hmm.
And so it's that, I guess, the classic lighten the load by sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, not that that was ever our big goal of ours was, become number one podcast in our niche, which according to an email I got is ADHD women, and we are number 30 in some list of something or other. And I'm
Oh,
like, okay, that's probably because there are 30 podcasts in that niche.
let's not overanalyze it, Amy.
Oh, I didn't
Just take the
overanalyze it.
win.
That was my first thought because
Just take the win.
I was just laughing because I'm like, we did this for fun. That was the other thing that was kind of neat about this project was it took all pressure off it because it was just something that we were doing because we found it interesting.
Yeah. And it's that, I don't know, it's the sharing something and the fact that it's just for fun, or maybe that it's more fun when we're doing it with someone else. It's kind of like, this is gonna sound really dumb, but like collaboration on folding laundry. You would think of it as traditional body doubling, but if we're both folding laundry,
This
like
is
we're in the same
intriguing.
space,
Right.
like it's
Yeah, no,
me and my
no.
husband folding the children's laundry.
I'm like,
That's
I need
collaboration.
I need to try that. I don't have anyone to practice this with. Um, but
Or
my
like I'm thinking of like informal collaboration in terms of like random things around the house or like cooking with somebody and, you know, picking out the recipe and getting the ingredients and all of that. It becomes more of like a fun project than a task that you have to do.
right. And another project that or thing that my brain went to is if you look at some of the neurodivergent communication styles, neurotypical, and we're not going to dissect that word today, but the normal thing is relationship oriented
Mhm.
conversation. How are you maintaining the relationship? How's the other person feeling? And a lot of neurodivergent people are more event or task focused. And I wonder if part of the rewarding of something like the podcast is it's a task or a project that we're sharing together. And so it actually builds a relationship from a different angle. It's not better or worse, it's just different because for years I've always wanted to work on things with my friends, and have had a hard time finding projects that other people want to get involved with. And until I
Mhm.
saw that descriptor of, some people want to build relationships by doing things and not just by
Well,
conversation, which we can do both. Most people can do both, but
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I always wanted to, volunteer with friends or work on doing something. And that was what
Mhm.
felt meaningful and what I wanted to do and what other people wanted to do. My interests weren't aligned with theirs. And so it made it harder to step into those spaces.
Well, that's interesting because now I'm thinking back through the places where the points in my life where I felt like I belonged as a part of something. It was while doing activities and less about like there are very few friends where it's like, oh, we're just going to hang out or that we're close enough to where our interests are very much aligned and whatever we're doing is going to be interesting for both of us. But a lot of times where it's been like running club or coaching or leading an organization with fellow other, you know, women in the community or things like that. It's always an activity. And even if I think of some of my closest friends, one of which is one of our listeners, um, is that it's like, oh, well, we used to live in apartments across the hall from each other.
Right.
And so we would decorate for holidays together. So it was the collaboration and the joint effort of doing something together. Like we even went as far as she will laugh if she listens to this episode, but the four of us, her husband, my boyfriend, now husband, and I, all four of us went to, I think, Target together, and we actually bought a um an outdoor little folding table, and we each picked out a chair. And of course,
Uh-huh.
my now husband had to pick a totally different chair than everyone else. And it was for us to hang out at the apartment in the hallway and play cards. But it was the collaborative activity of this was our thing. Um, and I don't know if neurodivergent collaboration is a like relationship building thing.
I think it is, or often, and not that, now I want to go back and find out where I came up with this, but it's a lot about too the communication styles and different, what, an object focused conversation versus a relationship focused conversation, and why people misunderstand each other if they have these different focuses by default to their conversation style.
But if you think about it, the interest-based nervous system, if you're focused on a collaborative activity together, then you're focused on a shared interest instead of on the other person.
Yeah, and yet there is that shared relationship, and you're sharing the experience, which is building the relationship.
Yeah. It
You
just
know,
makes it
the different
easier
focus. Yeah,
versus having to do what do people call it? The like relationships take work.
yeah. But
Don't
even
but
something like that does take work because, to find an activity and maintain the time and the interest to do it, and it requires planning to do most of those things, even if you're
Mhm.
showing up at running club every Thursday, or, Kiwanis every Monday morning for breakfast or whatever.
But it's also the social, somebody else is happy that I'm there. And so then it's the sense of belonging
It
that
is.
then starts to help sustain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want to go find a whole bunch more, or, go, it's like, where did I find this
Now I want to
originally?
read about neurodivergent relationship building because now I'm going, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But this is again associative thinking, going back an episode or two, and how
Yep.
my brain collects random tidbits of information and connects them. This was not an association that I had in the back of my head to bring up with collaboration today, but here we are.
I
And
think we've like gone full circle on the collaboration.
yeah, I'm wondering if we should call it then and call it till next time.
That works for me.
I'm Amy with Creative Catapult Coaching. You can find me online at Creative Catapult Coach, or on social media at Creative Catapult Coaching. I have both sets of handles depending on which platform you find me on, but I'm always happy to talk about super interesting to me things, and many of my clients find them interesting as well, and then they get woven back into coaching. That was a very long outro.
And I'm Megan with Focus Like a Mother, and you can find me by Googling Focus Like a Mother, and it should come up with my website, focuslikeamother.com, and on all the social platforms at Focus Like a Mother. Um, and yeah,
Megan
that's
and I
all I
will
got.
collaborate more next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.